The laughs easily become infectious. The lines, quite memorable. The assumed characters easily unfold a range of emotions from audiences. And even at the end, the shows go on in our hearts and homes. All these feelings have easily dominated the range of plays written and directed by the remarkable Jamaican playwright Basil Dawkins. But the scripts also represent a much longer journey, coming together from as far back as the 1980s.
When I went to the university back in 1973, I saw Trevor Rohn's Smile Orange. And I said, you know, this is something I think I could get into. But then I told myself, no, couldn't manage this. Too shy. Once I was just out of curiosity, heard some rehearsals going on at the Creative Arts Center, pushing my head. The director said, come in, we need somebody to play a crowd scene. I eventually got a minor role. I had one sentence to say, and I rehearsed it like Shakespeare. And the night of the performance, full audience, everybody excited. I got lockjaw. There were no my lines. And that was my baptism. Wanted to stay in theater, but acting was not compatible with having gotten employment. So the only thing I could think of doing to stay in touch with theater was to write. So I write while I traveled, and that's how I got into writing. Wrote my first play about 78, and then got produced in 1980. Flatmate did very, very well. And then when people started to expect that they would get another production from me, I said, maybe I should be looking at this in a more serious way. And that's basically how I got it.
In the 1980s, theater was at its peak with the rise of Caribbean expressions, and it began mirroring many of our social issues, just like Basil's first production, Flatmate.
Flatmate was kind of a story influenced by my living in Taylor Hall, and then having lived after I graduated on Hope Road, and I used to watch the ladies going to work. And I had been a young graduate, and I started to ask myself, who they dress so well? And I'm a graduate, getting graduate salary and can hardly make ends meet, you know? So I fashioned a story around that. It's stirred conversations about dependency, woman's independence, and that kind of thing, which I hadn't anticipated.
Compelled by his newfound love for the craft, Basil was determined to give more ears and eyes to his plays.
Thereafter, though, I made it a point of my duty to start studying, learning the pros and cons, the nitty-gritty, the ABCs, right down to the XYZs of playwriting, and improved myself along the way, and relied heavily on like the Trevor Rohns and the Lowe Marriott, Carmen Tippling, and of those days, and I kind of sponged up everything that I hear them say to do or not to do. Liked it, went on to do a number of productions, was able to mobilize some of the better actors, and was lucky. Was able to work with people like Leonie Forbes, Charles Hyatt. Maybe most of the greats, maybe most theater practitioners have at one time or another done a Basil Dawkins production, because right now I'm about into my 40th or 41st production.
No good about blood, she's my picnic. After all when me go through, even if she a jacket, me not stop wear it.
The name Basil Dawkins and the Jamaican theatre have grown to become inseparable, with Basil enjoying some satisfying gains.
It has been a rewarding road. I don't consider it work because I love it so much. But it has been helpful for me, and I have used it to be as helpful as I can in my own small way to others in Jamaica. And it has footprints all over the world because, you know, other people have done the plays that I have written.
But many people like Basil have worked and continue to work tirelessly to make our theatre a true reflection of Jamaicans and the Jamaican art form.
With the Trevor Rones and the Louis Marriotts and those, the Lloyd Records and those, they kind of made it accessible to the ordinary person, made him or her feel that they could come to the theatre and participate. One cannot underestimate the contribution of people like Bim and Bam and Clover, and also the important role of the Jamaica Festival, JCDC.
With new issues emerging and new demands being made, Basil hopes to see more playwrights entering the industry. But for him, to make your entrance as a playwright means
start writing. One of the things they must do though is that they must read a lot of plays, develop a keen sense of listening to themselves and listening to others. They should also go to as many plays as possible. Just think about your story. And if you have an impactful story with a beginning, middle, and end, and if it's impactful for you, emotionally connected with you, chances are it would find some resonance with the wider society.
Basil Dawkins' illustrious role in theatre has made him one of the industry's honorary mentions. And this year, he's being awarded with the Order of Distinction for his stellar contribution to the arts.
I am elated. I feel like I'm collecting it on behalf of so many other deserving people who haven't gotten maybe yet or have not been considered. But I am there because they allowed me their shoulders to walk on. And for that reason, I accept with pride